Hi, Sarah. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Thank you. I don't know, maybe I just accidentally started when I was trying to set up my phone. I'm going to attempt to flip my phone horizontal, and you guys let me know by typing in the comments if it doesn't work when I turn it horizontal. I've been reading up on Periscope, and they say that it's really not optimized for horizontal, so we'll see what happens. You tell me if it looks weird. Does it look okay? Give me a heart if you think it looks okay. Just kind of waiting to see if anyone else logs on. Okay, awesome. I'm hoping that's looking okay. I just wanted to talk to you about a couple of other Google Chrome extensions that I thought were pretty cool. The other day, I was doing my first Periscope, and I know we talked about crafty text, and then we were talking about a Google Doc add-on, but I'll talk about a couple of other Chrome extensions. One tab. Okay, maybe we talked about this at some of my summer workshops, but I really like that one. And this one, that's Google's URL shortener. Okay, and I'll show you how both of those work. I have those installed. Who else is here? I'm not sure. But welcome, whoever you are. Thanks for watching. Just talking about a few Google Chrome extensions. I don't know if you've ever tried to explain what a Google Chrome extension is to somebody, but if you're finding that confusing, I think this is a good resource. It's from edtechteacher.org, and they have some good explanations for what all these Google tools are. See, this is what that page looks like, and then each of these you can click on and it has some resources. So Sarah, that might be an interesting resource for you guys since you're gonna have Chromebooks in your building. When you read up on it, Google Chrome extensions are really just like putting the internet to work for you. So if you use the Chrome browser, a Google Chrome extension is just something that's going to make your internet experience in that browser better. Okay, and then they show up up there, as little buttons. I mean, maybe those are things we used to think of as bookmarks or bookmarklets, but they just really optimize your internet experience. So I actually was kind of an early adopter of Chrome when it came out. I've been using it basically as long as it's existed, but it took me a while to get used to adding all the Google Chrome extensions. But now that I have them, I'm so used to them, I can't imagine going without them. I want to talk first about the URL shortener. Okay, so that's what it looks like if you're in the Chrome store or you search for it. I have it added already, so it shows me that I've added it to Chrome. I like this one, especially for tweeting, because if you want to share a web link, you don't want that really long and convoluted URL. URL just means web address, because that's counting against your 140 characters. So when you have this URL shortener, and this is what it looks like up here in my bar there, when you have that up there, I just click on it and it shortens any web address for me. So I was referring to this article, right? So it's just a regular article. If I wanted to tweet this link, I don't want to tweet a really long link, although I know it probably wasn't a good example because this isn't that long of a link. But if I wanted to make it a super short link, I'm just going to click that little Chrome extension, that goo.gol shortener, and then it's just going to generate a short link for me. So that's really helpful. I think it's also helpful for pasting in a Google Doc, in a comment, because those comment squares or rectangles are kind of small, and instead of pasting a really long address, sometimes I just like to use a shortened one. Okay, here's the hidden feature though. Besides just shortening the URL, it also generates a QR code. So when people are always asking me, how do you make your QR codes? What do you use to make them? And obviously there's lots of web-based tools that make QR codes. Curify, Q-U-R, Curify, and QR Stuff. And then obviously QR reader apps usually all have a creator feature, but I just use this because most everything that I'm ever needing a QR code for, it has a link anyway. Even if it's a YouTube video or a thing link, it always has a URL. So I really make most of my QR codes right here from my laptop just using this URL shortener. So it's not even a different Chrome extension. It's just the one I already used for shortening. So you just click it and it makes QR code. You can click that and save it as an image or paste it into something. And then sometimes I have to print them and cut them out and glue them onto things. But I mean, it's really, that's the best way for me to generate QR codes. So I like this one. And then maybe some of you guys have heard me talk about one tab. I think we used it in our Great Men workshop. It's like when you have a billion tabs open and you just don't want to forget them. That also will generate a QR code. So I thought of that today when I was sitting down here to do this. I was like, oh, well, this would be an example of if I wanted to share with you everything I have open at the moment, I would just do that through one tab. And it just kind of looks like a little, what's that little blue thing right there? It's right there. Okay, so I have it up there. Let's see what's open on my screen right now. How embarrassing. Some back to school water bottle labels. Might be a fun little favor I might give to some teachers. I have that EdTech teacher thing about Google Apps. This is kind of cool. Great Men people might want this. Some new web tools and apps for teachers. I saved it for some reason or had it open on my computer because it had some writing apps that were new to me. And then the digital literacy resources from Google. I usually use the ones from Common Sense Media, so this was kind of new to me. I didn't want to forget that. Here's something I'm looking at doing in one of my classes. The classes that I actually have to teach. I'm thinking about using this other teacher's idea about coming up with a word for the year. So that's open. And then of course I was showing you guys these two things. So then if I just wanted to close all those tabs and just give you guys one URL of all those things, I'm going to hit my little one tab button. And then now look, everything closed. It's telling me what those 7 tabs were. Okay, so now they're not open anymore, but my computer's not going to forget them. Later, I can restore them or delete them. But what's really nice is I can share that with you as a URL, and then it will print the QR code. So one tab I think has been really cool. And for me, I use it a lot to share student work, because if you have a class of like 4th graders and 20 of them make a project and you just want to send one link to someone to look at to say, hey, look at all these 4th graders project, one tab works really well for that. So like an Adobe Voice or a ThingLink, something that's going to generate a URL, that's a great way to share a bunch of student projects. Okay, so give me some hearts if you learned anything new, so I know people are paying attention. Just kidding, you don't have to pay attention. I'm just kind of trying to experiment with Periscope to see if this is a format that I want to use for future tutorials. All right, thanks for watching. I will upload this to YouTube and then let you know where you can find it. Thanks.